Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Tub Talks. Today I'm going to be talking about my vegan story. Now before we get into anything else, I do realize my hair is looking crazy right now, but I'm having a really good curl day. And if you are a curly haired girl, you know that curl days are like, you never know what you're going to get. So I had to throw it up into this super messy bun so that I can preserve my curls. So back to business. I wanted to share my vegan story because I get asked this all the time, and I feel like it's important that we hear different people's stories on how they ended up going vegan, vegetarian, because not all journeys are the same. So I actually first went vegetarian the summer before my senior year of high school. I was 17 years old. I had to read this book over the summer for my AP Language and Composition course, and the book was called Fast Food Nation. I don't know if you guys have read it. It's a pretty popular book. And in the book, they go into extreme details about slaughterhouses and what they look like and all these gory details. And honestly, since I was a little kid, I've always been super finicky about eating meat. Like, my grandma would have to like pick the chicken off the bone for me. Like, I couldn't just like eat a straight chicken wing. I remember one summer I went on vacation with my mom to Puerto Rico. We were eating at this little outside like barbecue spot, and I had ordered chicken fingers, and then there was like chickens like roaming around, and I started crying, and I was like, Mom, I can't eat the chicken fingers, like I'm eating their family members. And I was like so traumatized I couldn't eat the chicken fingers. And so like I've always kind of had a little like aversion to eating meat. Like I've always been super picky about it. So once I read that book and I like found out all those details about slaughterhouses, I just like couldn't bring myself to eat meat. So I went vegetarian initially. At this point, no one in my family is vegetarian or vegan. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't really know how to like find resources or anything. So I did it the carb way, and I essentially just started like loading on carbs to make up for the fact that I wasn't eating any other meat to fill me. And so that didn't go over too well. I literally gained like 20 pounds in a matter of like 2 or 3 months. And I mean, I continued being vegetarian. And then I got to college, and in college it was really rough because I didn't have a car on campus my freshman year, and there just wasn't that many options at the cafeteria. I mean, now there are so many vegan, vegetarian friendly options places, but back then there just weren't that many options. So again, I resorted to carbs, and I would literally eat pasta with butter and hot sauce as dinner because I could only eat a wrap or a salad so many times a week. So eventually I started introducing like chicken and seafood like back into my diet. And then I think it might have been like a year or two past. I wouldn't eat it often, but if it was like my last resort, I would eat like chicken nuggets and stuff. And then towards like my junior, senior year, it became much more accessible for me to control my diet. I had my car. I started living in an apartment with a kitchen, so I was buying all my own groceries. And at that point, I transitioned back to being vegetarian. And actually pescatarian, I should say, because I continued to eat seafood. And so I was pescatarian probably from the age of 20, 21 onward. I've never gone back to eating meat. I was probably 18 or 19 years old the last time I ate meat, and I'm 27 now. Usually I would go vegan for like 2 or 3 months at a time, and then I'd go back to being like pescatarian or vegetarian, and I was just like flip-flopping a lot. But then when I saw What the Health over the summer, something just clicked in me. I was like, okay, I can't keep like going back and forth. Like, I just want to be vegan. Like, this is it. Like, I have no desire. The big thing for me was always cheese, and I was just like, I have no desire to eat cheese ever again. Like, I love vegan cheeses, and So I was like, why am I like doing this to my body? So I decided to go full vegan in August, and that is the last time I ate anything of dairy or any like seafood. And I have to say, once I decided, I made the decision to go vegan, I just like feel so much better. Like I was always having a lot of like really bad stomach bloating and stomach pains, and the minute I stopped eating cheese, that all went away. Obviously, there's some transitions to make. You have to really do your research and know how to make sure that you're not just like carb loading like I was doing when I first went vegetarian at 17 years old. And now that I am a little bit more educated on the topic, I know how to really give my body like the nutrients that it needs. And honestly, being vegan has given me this like excitement about cooking, because I feel like every time I go to cook, it's like an experiment. Like I'm trying something new, I'm testing new ingredients together, I'm finding ways to make food savory without adding things that are bad for me. And so it's just given me this excitement about cooking again. And I really just wanted to share my story about being vegetarian and then vegan, because I feel like everyone's journey is different, and I just want to encourage you to know that you don't have to know how to do it perfect right away. And it's not like some of us are born like knowing how to be vegan off the get-go. Like, no, everyone has their own individual journey, and we're all here to like help and support each other. I'm always happy to answer questions for people when they ask me about going vegan, like how do they do it, what should they replace this with, and stuff like that. I am always so happy to help on anyone else's journey.